On Larry King Now, Grammy winner Macy Gray.
There's all kinds of reasons to get into entertainment. For money, people get in so they can get laid and all kind of stuff. But I find that people who just love it and, you know, would get on stage even if two people showed up, like, those are people that last forever.
Take us back to the release of I Try. What was it like to get fame so quick?
It wasn't quick. That's the biggest misconception. It was playing clubs in LA for 5 years, like playing for 8 people and 2 people and no money.
Is the current president a backward step?
He's definitely has racial hang-ups. He's been, because he said that before. He's had comments that express that, so, and that is very backwards.
Plus, guilty pleasure.
Probably really good marijuana.
Not bad. It's all next on Larry King Now. Welcome to Larry King Now. Our special guest is Macy Gray, the Grammy Award-winning singer, songwriter, actress. Macy has graced us with 6 studio albums, including her multi-platinum selling debut on How Life Is, featuring the smash single I Try. On the big screen, we've seen her in films like For Colored Girls, Idlewild, and Spider-Man, and now Macy's back with a new single called White Man, and an album to be released in the summer of 2017. White Man will be in that album, right?
Yes.
Give me the origin of that song.
It was actually a Facebook post. Someone wrote, "Hey, white man, I'm not my grandmother," and that's the first lyric of the song, speaking to how just racism is so archaic and so old and so dated, you know, and to just to understand that times have changed and people have changed and the universe has changed. So I personally think racism is just such an old ideal, you know. It's like a old Motorola phone or something.
Have you gotten good reaction to this?
Yeah, well, it's everyone that sees it thinks it's amazing. I mean, some people don't get it, of course. I saw a couple comments of people who were offended by it, but it's definitely not meant to offend anyone, and it's definitely not a comment on being white. It's a comment on a perspective of a very dated.
Where did you see the Facebook thing?
You know how you're sitting and you just, when the people are talking to you, you have nothing to do, so you just scroll your Facebook or your Twitter or your Instagram. I do it anyway, so I was just blah, blah, blah. And then, yeah, that's where it came from. And we were in the studio, and we were trying to come up with, like, something to say, because so much is going on now, and it's hard to be an artist and be writing and be creative without bringing the world into it, because it's so in your face right now.
Why do you think in 2017 that we still have a problem? I don't understand. If you understand it, tell me.
Well, there's a lot of people who lived in that day. That's one thing, and then those things are taught along the way, you know, are passed on from generation to generation.
But you would think with education, television,
Exactly.
all the channels, people see everything. They look at the advance of gays and LGBT.
Right.
Why is there still racism?
I don't know. I think people, you know, well, if you don't understand it, it's easy to hate it. Like in school, when you're like they're explaining science, and you know, so you hate science because you don't get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when people don't understand something or understand a certain culture, then I guess it's easier to hate it than to try.
Why don't you think the Obama administration for 8 years that it didn't change significantly?
I don't remember him ever saying that was his purpose. I know he had a lot to say about it. I know he gave some really beautiful speeches on racism and our differences, but I think with everything going on, I don't think that was his priority. You know, I think that was somebody like Martin Luther King comes along, and that's his priority.
Did that disappoint you?
I wasn't disappointed. I was so glad to see a black president. I was so proud of that. I could have been a little biased with him, but I think he did great. I think the world came a long way in 8 years. I wouldn't take that away from him.
Is the current president a backward step?
I don't think he's forward. I think he's definitely has racial hangups. He's been, because he said that before. He's had comments that express that. So, and that is very backwards. That's taking us back for sure. Yeah.
Would you want to meet him?
Mr. Trump? I met Mr. Trump.
I know him for 35 years.
Really? What do you think of him?
He's not a racist. He's not.
No?
I don't understand a lot of his presidency because it's not the Donald I know.
Yeah. Well, every time I saw him, he was out partying. So I don't know. I mean, it's, back in the day, but like I said, he just has made comments, that sound racial or sound sexist. So that's, you can only go by what people tell you sometimes.
Are you optimistic or pessimistic?
Totally optimistic. I'm someone who hopes he figures it out, or hopes somebody else can step in and take over if he can't. But I'm not wishing him bad, or I don't, because if he fails, we all fail. So, but I just think he doesn't know what he's doing, which is understandable because he wasn't a politician before. So that is scary. That's my biggest issue with him. But it's also not his fault he got elected. He didn't elect himself. Everybody else did.
Women still have a long way to go.
Yes.
What about black women?
What do you mean?
Do they have longer
To go than who?
than white women?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Longer to go where, though? Where do you want to go?
I mean, to a level playing field.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's just, that's a long conversation. We'll be sitting here for 3 days talking about that.
Are you bitter about that?
No, I've never been bitter about the differences. My mother was very instrumental in that. She just always taught me to be proud of who I was and that I could do anything. So I never sat around comparing myself. But I do know that if you're black in America, you have to work, a lot harder. If someone white runs a mile, you gotta run 4 miles to get to the same place.
Where'd you grow up?
It's just the way it is. Ohio.
Where?
Canton, Ohio.
Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
More with Grammy winner Macy Gray, including a look back at her timeless album On How Life Is, and her new single is White Man. And that's going to be, what's the title of the new album?
We don't know yet. Larry King lives forever.
Larry, that's from your lips to God.
Okay.
We'll be right back with Macy Gray.
All right.
Our guest is Macy Gray. Her new single is White Man. Take us back to the release of I Try. What was that? What was it like to get fame so quick?
It wasn't quick. That's the biggest misconception. It was playing clubs in LA for 5 years, like playing for 8 people and 2 people and no money and stuff like that. Was not quick.
So then what happened? How did that come? Was that the whole album, or was that a single first?
No, that was like back in the time. This is how old I am. When you sent in your cassette tape, your demo tape to record labels. So I was always sending out my tape, and then it got in the hands of actually a publisher of Zomba Music, and he heard it, and then
The single?
Well, it was like 5 songs on there, and then he found me, and then he's actually the one that got me signed. He kind of took my record around to different labels because that's what they're supposed to do.
And did they release I Try first?
No, we did a song called Do Something was the first song. And I remember my first week of sales was 8,912 records. And nobody in the world was happier than me. I thought I had made it. I was fine with that.
So what made I Try? Did a disc jockey start pulling it out? How did that roll?
Yeah, I had really smart people around me, and they put me on the road right away. I was a big, started touring right away, and I went to Europe. And my record actually broke in London, in England first before.
Wow.
And then it kind of came over this way.
You struggled? You worked those clubs, 2 people, 6 people?
Yeah.
What was it like?
No people.
What was it like to hit it?
It was wild. Like I said, I had never had that kind of success before. So when I sold 8,000 records, I thought I was the queen of the universe. Like, you couldn't tell me anything. So when I started selling millions of records, you know, that was a big surprise to me, you know.
How do you, you've been compared to Billie Holiday, fair?
She's a big influence of mine, yeah. I've learned a lot from her.
You even talk like her.
You think?
Yeah.
Oh, I adore her. She was such a phenomenon.
Sad story of the ending.
Yeah.
How would you describe your style?
A lot of stuff, because I have so many different kind of influences, you know. Like, I'm a big Robert Plant fan, but then, you know, Biggie Smalls and, you know, I'm all over the place, you know.
Is there a young musician around you like?
Yeah, tons of them. I think music is making a comeback.
Is there any key to longevity in the music business?
To me, I found that just people who really love it, you know, if you know, there's all kinds of reasons to get into entertainment. For money, people get in so they can get laid and all kind of stuff. But I find that people who just love it and, you know, would get on stage even if two people showed up, like, those are people that last forever, you know. Like, if you sit down and have a conversation with Elton John, like, after all these years, you know, he's almost in tears when he talks about music, you know. Yeah. So that's why.
All the greats were that way.
Yeah.
They loved going on.
Yeah, it's just a true love.
Do you still love going on?
Yeah, I live for it. I don't know what I do. When I'm not touring, I don't know what to do myself.
Did you have any trouble getting famous, by being famous?
I don't know, because okay, so when my record came out, I was 28, and I had 3 kids, and I had money for the first time in my life, so I had all kind of things going on. So I don't know if the things I went through were because I was famous or just because I was growing up or what. You know, hard to say. I don't know.
What's your opinion of the state of the music business today?
I miss a lot of things. I miss actually, you know, the old school way of selling records was awesome, and everybody had money and everybody had fun. This is some, you know, it's cool, but it's not. People, like kids who come up now, I almost feel bad for them because they didn't get to experience that, but they got their own thing, the whole tweet and stuff.
Can a record make big money today?
I think there's a couple people still make a lot of money with records, yeah.
But not many make big money.
Not like they used to. Like, you know, you can have like 5 artists going diamond, that's 10 million records all at once. Now I think maybe there's 1, and we all know who
So
that
where
is.
do you make it? Touring?
Yeah, that's another thing. It affected touring because artists weren't selling as many records, so they had to tour for, you know, for livelihood reasons. So it saturated the touring market, so ticket sales went up. So the consumer ended up paying anyway. It's not, you can't go to a show for $20 anymore. Yeah.
Do you like touring?
I love touring. Touring's my thing. Yeah, I'm big on that.
How do you explain the success in England?
I don't know. Europe's a lot different musically because they have more access to all kinds of music than we do. I think America is a little snobby, and, you know, you feel like, you know, but Europe is more wide open. We are a very snobby country, I'll tell you that.
Next, Macy's releasing a new album. We'll hear all about it after the break, if she'll let us know. Her single is White Man. She's Macy Gray, and she's releasing a new album not titled yet. Are you done? Have you finished the album?
It's almost there, maybe 82%.
You write your own material?
Not by myself, but all the songs on the album, I'm writing on them.
You know when it'll be released?
This summer.
White Man is in it, right? Mm-hmm. Will it be very new and different? Will people be surprised?
Yeah, it's definitely Macy Gray, but it's wild. You haven't heard what we're doing yet. It's very fresh.
Whoa, you're making this tempting.
Yeah.
You collaborated with Ariana Grande, right, on her new album?
Yeah.
Do you like collaborating?
I do. It's like, you know, it's artist to artist.
Is she in your new album?
No. Mm-mm.
There's no collaboration in the album, right?
Yeah, but I'm not supposed to say who it is.
Okay.
Because, you know, all that stuff.
Why is all this so secret?
I don't know. One day we'll.
Are you scheduled to tour when the album comes out?
Yes, we're lining up touring and stuff now. It's coming together. Takes a minute.
Okay, we play a little game
Uh-oh.
of If You Only Knew. I just throw some questions at you. You can answer them, but it's not a court of law. You do not have to answer.
Right.
Who was your childhood celebrity crush?
Prince.
Good guy.
Yeah.
Favorite song to sing in the shower?
My Way by Sinatra.
Sinatra's My Way.
I swear to God. Don't tell anyone.
No, why not? Frank's my #1 guy.
Is he? I know.
Who would you trade places with for a day?
Probably Jesus.
Jesus. And you'd issue new doctrines, new commandments?
Oh, yeah, to change everything.
What should we all be paying more attention to?
I would say education, for real.
Agree. Guilty pleasure?
Probably really good marijuana.
Not bad. Greatest musical influence?
Probably Nina Simone.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Place we find you on a day off?
In my bed, sleeping or watching TV.
Best compliment you ever got?
Great boobs.
Music fans would be surprised to learn you listen to.
Eric Clapton, I'm a big Eric Clapton fan.
Not bad.
I don't know
Favorite city to perform in?
Barcelona.
Where do you feel most at peace?
Never. I'm never at peace.
Tell me something people don't know about you.
I don't know. Then they would know. If I told you, then they'll know. And then I can't answer a question.
Okay, it's not a court.
Okay.
Who's your dream screen co-star?
There's this one dude that's so beautiful. I don't know his name.
An actor you don't know his name?
Who's the guy that plays Thor?
I don't know who plays Thor.
I don't either.
The guy who plays Thor. How do you like doing movies?
I love doing movies. I love doing movies. I wish I had more time to focus on my acting skills.
Why do you like it so much?
It's really people call it an art, but it's such a science to become someone else. That's such a big deal to totally transform and pull it off.
Different than singing,
Yeah.
where you're totally you.
Yeah.
Oh, where do you see yourself, Macy Gray, in 10 years?
Top of the world.
Jimmy Cagney,
Yeah, exactly.
making more albums,
Yeah.
singing My Way in the shower.
Yes.
Macy Gray, her new single is White Man. In our final moments, Macy will take your questions from social media. Don't go away. We're back with Macy Gray. We have some social media questions. Quinn Douglas on the Larry King Now blog. Of your film projects, which one did you enjoy the most?
Training Day.
That was a tough movie.
Yeah, that's great.
You
Because
like
I got
that?
to meet Denzel.
Like Denzel?
Yeah.
He's a wonderful guy.
Yeah.
Quinn Douglas also asks, if you could play someone from history, who would you like to play?
Probably someone from history. Somebody like I don't know, like Muhammad Ali or something.
But you're a girl.
Yeah.
It'd be good casting.
Yeah.
Okay. Bryson Knox on Facebook. What was it like to guest star on Fuller House?
That was fun. That was
How'd that come about?
The producer, Jeff Franklin, is a good friend of mine.
Nice guy.
Yeah.
Likes the ladies.
Yeah, he does. You know Jeff then, yeah.
Yeah, I know, Jeffrey. Corey Anderson on the Larry King Now blog. Do you still own that infamous VMA dress?
No, it was inducted into the Hall of Fame. It's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Museum.
John Bachner on the Larry King Now blog. Do you have any funny fan encounters from throughout your career? Must have had some.
Oh, yeah, tons. Like, well, there's the take a picture.
What?
There's always the take a picture with me.
Right.
Right.
That happens all the time.
One person asked me if I would give them money so they could go to school. And I actually thought about it.
Did you give him that?
No.
No.
I didn't know if he was really going to go to school.
Doug LaPollock's on Twitter. When you were younger, who did you pattern your singing style after?
Oh, so many. It was, I started off with Billie Holiday and Frank Sinatra, and then I got really into Bob Marley.
I interviewed Bob Marley.
You did? That's one person I would be want to be
guy.
for a day. Yeah.
His son's around now.
Yeah.
Doug Gallagher on Facebook. What was it like to win a Grammy? Do you remember that night vividly?
Yeah, I remember everything about that night.
Was it L.A. or New York?
Los Angeles. Yeah.
Did you perform?
Yes. I performed, and it's a big night. It starts early in the day because you have hair and makeup, which takes forever. And then you have to do red carpet, and so you have to be there like 2 hours early. And then the show is 99 hours long, so it's all day. And the whole time, all you can think about is what you're going to say when you get up on stage. Yeah.
And then when you win, you can't leave.
Exactly.
Nancy Sands on Facebook. You do a lot of musical festival performances. Mm-hmm. How do those differ from regular tour performances?
Festivals are the best thing that ever happened in music. It's just a whole bunch of people, and they're all excited, and they're the type of fans who will, stand out in the rain and go to porta potties and stuff. Like, they're real fans. So you get up there, and they're excited, and there's nothing like when you have all these thousands of people who know every word to your song.
Wow.
It's just an awesome moment, because you just...
Have you often sung in the rain?
Yeah, a lot of festivals happen in the rain, but it's wild. They'll literally just stand out there and just take it. Like,
do you hold an umbrella or
moves.
you sing?
No, I'm cool. I'm on stage. There's a big cover over me, but the fans are standing out in the mud. It's crazy.
Macy, thank you.
Thank you.
Great meeting you.
Thank you so much.
You were on our show during Hurricane Katrina.
Yes.
A big thanks to my guest, Macy Gray. Be sure to get her new single, White Man, available now. And look out for her new album, Untitled, due out this summer. And as always, you can find me on Twitter at Kings Things. I'll see you next time.